Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1, and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me?
Good evening, and welcome to Louisville Late Night. This evening, we're in the lovely Clifton Center in the Crescent Hill neighborhood. And this evening, we're here as a kind of relish of America. The spirit of America is still alive, and that one thing we do in America is we look at things from many different views. And this evening we have a wonderful person, Amy Goodman, who has been leading the charge on getting a full perspective of what's happening in the world. She's a true leader and a wonderful person, and we can't wait to hear what she says. So get ready for Amy Goodman.
He is near death. He has been imprisoned since last June without charge. He has most recently been on a hunger strike. We'll do more on his piece. We're going to be broadcasting here from Louisville tomorrow morning, Democracy Now!, but we will give an update on his situation. This is a country that makes a great deal of difference that we should all know about. We need a media that reflects what is going on. We need a media that lets us know what is being done in our name by our government in other parts of the world. But I want to end with the story of Timor, which I wish I never had to repeat again. But it once again has become extremely relevant with the tsunami that struck on December 26th. That natural catastrophe that wiped out this whole region. Particularly hardest hit was Aceh in Indonesia. Before December 26th, if you heard Aceh, you probably would say, God bless you. But then we heard there's this place in Indonesia that hundreds of thousands of people died. And the media did the right thing in that case. They raced off to Sri Lanka, to Thailand, to Indonesia, to let us see what had taken place. And it proves once again that when the media does the right thing, sheds that media spotlight when it matters, it doesn't matter if the orphan children or the mothers or the fathers were black or red or yellow or white or brown. It doesn't matter. What we see is a human being suffering. And the whole world responded. Incredible outpouring of support. Which is why it's so important we have a media that lets us see these things. What the media, though, didn't show us is that Aceh has been hit by 2 tsunamis, that natural catastrophe and the other tsunami that is man-made, and it is the Indonesian military. It is brutal, and it continued to kill survivors after December 26th. It's declared that whole area a state of siege. It's been like that for a number of years as they try to dominate this area with ExxonMobil there, running one of the largest gas fields in the world, working very closely with the Indonesian military. In fact, a whole group of human rights groups has now called for transparency. Is ExxonMobil paying the Indonesian military to work in that area? But the Deputy Defense Secretary, Paul Wolfowitz, went to Aceh soon after the tsunami. He used to be the U.S. ambassador to Indonesia. He was there through a lot of the killing that took place in Timor when Indonesia occupied East Timor. And he came back and restored military training aid to the Indonesian military. It had been cut off in 1999 when the people of East Timor voted for their freedom in a UN-sponsored referendum, and the Indonesian military burned East Timor to the ground. And here Wolfowitz comes back. He uses this as a pretext to restore the military aid and the relationships with the U.S. military and the Indonesian military. Now he's been named president of the World Bank. You wonder if his definition of development is taking countries' monies and pouring them into repressive regimes. It matters. I know well the brutality of the Indonesian military, having survived a massacre in Timor in 1991. Just a thumbnail history of Timor, small country 300 miles above Australia. The Indonesian military invaded in 1975. The day before the invasion, President Ford and Secretary of State Henry Kissinger went to Indonesia, Jakarta, the capital, met with Suharto, the long-reigning dictator, gave the go-ahead for the invasion. 90% of the weapons used were from the United States. December 7th, 1975, Indonesia invaded by land, by air, and by sea. Closed the country off to the outside world, and for the next 2 decades,